Guten Abend, good evening. Today, my stream is in English, and because I have a very special guest, you can't see her, but I will show her in just a minute. First of all, I want to welcome everyone in my stream. I see some names already here. Hey, Signal, Radio Signal, welcome back, and welcome Bastian for welcome in the community. This is the very first message in the chat. I appreciate it, and welcome Stefan. Welcome back, and. I want to at this moment. This is always the moment when I start opening my bottle of drinking. If you're interested in some matcha drinks, you can see the this bottle here on the corner, and there is a link going down, rushing through the window. You can head over this website and get the discount code WebDev. You get I don't know how many discount. I guess 50% for a 12 bottle or 24 bottle order. I'm not sure. Try it and tell me how many it is. Yeah, it's just matcha tea. It's matcha tea. So it looks like this. And yeah, so I want to so let me switch my screen because now you can see my guest, and my guest is you're on stream, and wait, you. People can hear you.
Me?
Yes.
Hi everyone. I cannot see anybody. I don't have Twitch. That's unfortunate. I cannot see what's going on, but you will tell me everything.
Yes, I will tell you everything. I will forward every question I read. I will read it out loud, and then we can talk about it.
So you will be my proxy.
Yes, I will be the proxy, but not with the really proxy functionality. Is just forwarding. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So who are you? Introduce yourself. So I already named your name, and it's written down in the Zoom window. But who are you?
Okay, I'm Natalia Venditto. I was born in Uruguay, in South America. I am a fan of football, of course, and my family is from Italy. That's my background, like back in the day. And I live in Spain for the past 20 years almost, and I've been working as a developer for just as long, I think. And yeah, I think I started 2000 something, 3, 4, something like this. ActionScript, the whole stack that we used back then, LAMP stack, and it's still used, right? But I don't do any more LAMP stack. And I worked at Cognizant, NetCentric for the greatest part of my developer life as an Adobe Experience Manager lead developer, mostly leading front-end implementations. And then I moved to be a software architect. And then I was employed by MongoDB. And now I worked for Microsoft. And I lead the JavaScript and Node.js developer experience in Azure. And that's what I do. And that's me. And I'm also a mom, and and a surfer and a kickboxer and some other stuff. Yeah.
So we should be careful what we say and what we mention, because you are a kickboxer. Are you an experienced piece? So do you also doing real fights, or just for working out?
Not anymore. I used to do kickboxing like much more seriously back in the day, but now first of all, I don't have time, and I'm also older, and I don't want to get injured, so I am doing other stuff. Like I recently started doing some stretching, kind of, I don't know how to call it, training.
Okay.
That is very, very awesome and helps me a lot. And it's also functional training. So there is a lot of weightlifting as well. But yeah, that's what I do right now.
Okay. So I was just thinking about when we first met. I guess it was at NG Spain in 2019, right? So we right. I can remember when we walked from the venue the day before the event started.
Seriously?
I guess it was, yes.
I can't remember that.
Because we had the workshops at the day before the event, I guess it was. Well,
Are you sure? Because I think I arrived the same day as the conference
then it was on
taking
this day.
place.
But I can remember that we walked the street and we chatted about at scholarships. I know I remember the topic that we discussed
Wow.
about scholarships for the for attending the conferences. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not.
Well,
I
great
don't know
topic.
why. Not the specific topic or not the specific what we talked about. But I know the topic that we agree much about very much of our topic. So it was a very great very great conversation at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love Angular conferences. I think I love them the most. I go to other JavaScript conferences, but Angular is like my community. That's how I feel it. And yeah, and I'm still excited about NGV. It was a super amazing experience. I was like elated after it.
Yeah, I was totally blown away by how awesome everything went. We had
Absolutely.
almost no issues, and when we had some issues, everything was solvable within some hours or minutes. So there nothing from no issue from what happened was reached by reached the community. So no one take notice about this. So this is very important to keep it away from the clients. So
Yeah.
so and there was a less very small number of issues, and yeah,
I didn't notice.
yeah.
Were there? I don't know. It was like perfect, very smooth. Usually you see the conference organizers are super stressed and running here and there, but this conference was like everybody was relaxed, everybody knew what they had to do. There was this great atmosphere of community. I loved it. I really
Yeah,
loved it.
thank you.
Yeah.
So and we love to do it. So we yeah, we just talked about if we want to do it again, and most of us agreed, almost everyone agreed about that we want to do it again, but we don't know when. So this will be the biggest issue to find a new date. But I guess this will be solvable issue. We will find a date. So
you have 365 approximate days in the next year to choose. Yeah.
Okay, so the last time we met was at NGDE, yes. And there I saw you talking about this this blue thing, Azure, which is
very blue.
The fun thing, the fun fact is that I once built a guitar, which sounds terrible, but it looks very awesome, and I picked the spray color Azure Blue Metallic. So it's a sparkling effect. I just brought it to the shelf, so I can't show it. But it was very funny to build, and then I saw, oh wait, it is Azure.
Yeah, okay, that's a great choice of color. I do think so. And yeah, we can talk about Azure. Yeah,
let's talk about Azure. So that there was already a question about from Surely27. Welcome to the chat. He or she is asking about what are you going to do today. So Natalia will do some Azure magic, I guess.
What am I going to do today? So the thing is that I realized when I was hired by Microsoft, what I was meant to do was to understand how we can continue to improve the experience for JavaScript developers. And because I had such a long experience as a JavaScript developer myself, I could bring in that, I could give that input and test things. And this is what I do most of the day. I build stuff all day long on the different Azure services with JavaScript, obviously, but with integrations to other products and services like, I don't know, databases and storage and I don't know, analytics and whatever comes to my mind. I design the scenarios and then I go and execute them end to end together with the JavaScript developer advocacy team. And so one thing I realized is that many developers don't know that they have a service that allows them to host Jamstack applications for free in Azure.
Oh,
And that you can,
this was
yeah,
you accidentally answered the question which was just popped up in the chat. So in Germany, the first question is, how much does it cost?
yeah, how much does it cost? Nothing. It
It
doesn't
costs
cost a
nothing.
thing.
So can
Yeah.
you explain what Jamstack is?
Yeah, sure, I can explain. So Jamstack, some people say it's an architecture type, but it's more like a philosophy, a methodology that has some principles, and some of the principles are like everything should live in Git, like because it's JavaScript, APIs, and Markdown. So the basically it's content written in Markdown that is then compiled. No, it's then generating HTML pages and should be cached globally in a CDN, so a content distributed network should be involved. And these are the basic principles of the Jamstack. So you should be written the logic in JavaScript or the front end as well, and then you should have APIs everywhere that you can consume, and also you have Markdown that is generating then the final HTML or markup.
Okay.
So that's the Jamstack. And the cool thing about it is that because it has had great adoption by the community, there are many clouds, many providers that have created a lot of infrastructure around this methodology, this type of architecture that allows you to very quickly go from your local code to the cloud, right? Without the need to know the nitty-gritty details. So the internals, you can generate a configuration pipeline or a CI/CD pipeline, an integration pipeline, and then have your code be deployed also from hosting services like GitHub very easily. So that's basically what's so attractive about the Jamstack. And then it allows you to do this continuous integration and collaborate with other team members very quickly, and yeah, and see what you're building right away.
Okay.
Very fast.
Okay, so
yeah.
so there popped up just some names. So I need to greet some people and say hello
greet them
to
all.
Angela. Angela, welcome back, and Super Toby, my very dear friend, who is one of the motivation why there is this NG potato. Where it is? I totally missed it. Where? Oh, I guess somewhere.
Please don't lose it.
and then oh yeah, this one. Maybe you. Oh wait, this one. I showed in this camera.
Yeah, I was looking for those magnets, but I never found one.
No. Oh, but didn't I get you one?
No.
Oh, so next one. Next time.
Yeah, next time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the potato is running. And yeah, then hello to yeah, Toby was one of the people where which I was talking to in the process when I draw this. So this is very funny. And and there is a very personal message. It says, "Say hello from me to her." So it's from a Bit Collage, which is
Bit Collage, yeah.
Serkan,
okay,
I guess.
Serkan, yeah. Hi, I really adore him.
And super too. Oh yeah, and you know Toby. Toby is Tobias who found this bug in Microsoft, and you talked about to him after your talk, I guess.
Tobias?
Yeah, Tobias. Toby Schruckmeier. So you talked about.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hi, how are you? Yeah, and now that everybody's online, I want to say like I've been very slow in responding messages, and this is why because I have two main conferences coming up, and I am like really busy these days, but I'll get back to everyone and I am always happy to get your messages. That's it. That's all I have to say. So basically, what we're going to talk about today is I'm going to show you how you can quickly create. Let's do it with Angular, because today I got this from the Angular team.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you got it today? Okay. Also,
yeah, I got it today.
You also got this very
amazing
stuff
hoodie
and warm hoodie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's for a winter in Germany. It's like really thick. And so yeah, I was saying that there is a lot of infrastructure built specifically for the Jamstack, right? But what happens is when front-end developers, particularly the front-end developer, is an amazing community because it's very diverse, right? It's diverse in the sense that not everyone comes from a CS background, from a computer sciences or IT or engineering background, right? We have front-end developers that come from all walks of life, like they're designers, they were, I don't know, nurses or doctors or teachers or whatever else, or even, I don't know, husbands and housewives, and they decided, okay, I want to have a career in tech. And that's what's so amazing about this community, right? And this particular type of architecture makes it very easy for them to get started, right? Okay. It's not because it's easy. It's not easy, but it's abstracted away. The complexity is abstracted away and removed from the developer, so the developer doesn't have to think about that. We don't want to think about that as front-end developers. We want to just have the code working, right? Yeah. But then, so you can use a static site generator, and you use Markdown, and you go from Markdown to a functional site that you can deploy somewhere. But if you need a backend, then you're going to have to either have an application, which could be Node.js or any other backend language that you can deploy to a server. Or if it's suitable, it's not suitable for all cases, but for many cases, you can go serverless and use functions, right? And then the developer has to think about, okay, how do I set up that function? How do I connect to that function? How do functions work? How do I authenticate that function, or the request from my application to that function? And for that, we have this amazing, to simplify this, we have this amazing CLI that was designed and mostly coded by our friend Wasim, and this is why I featured him during that presentation. He cannot be here because he's moving out, so this is the only reason why he's not here with me today. That basically simplifies the whole process of deploying and provisioning what's necessary in terms of infrastructure, so you can have these applications work in Azure. Okay. And that's what I'm going to show today. Cool. Did you want to see something else?
No, I'm totally interested in this. But first of all, I will have to welcome Shirley27 to my community, because this person just started following me on Twitch. So I'm very happy about this. Thank you for this. So you dropped some of the buzzwords of nowadays. You dropped serverless. So can you explain it in just one sentence, like I'm a 5-year-old child?
Wow, like you're a 5-year-old child.
Or maybe 10. Or
maybe. Let me find a great analogy. Wow. You do these things to me at 8:23 p.m. I don't know what could be a great analogy for a 5-year-old right now, but
okay, then just
you just complicated it too much, but I can explain it in simple words. Okay. Fair enough. There are no servers. No, of course there are servers. There are servers in serverless, but you don't have to take care of them. So this is the analogy, right? If you are 5 years old, do you have dinner every day?
Yes.
Yes. Do you cook your dinner?
No.
Do you know how to cook?
No.
But you still have dinner.
Yes.
Right. And you don't care how dinner is cooked.
Okay.
You still eat it, right? This is the same. So with serverless, you still use the server side, and you can deploy server-side code and have server-side functionality, but you don't have to maintain the infrastructure around it. You don't have to secure it. You don't have to worry about the compute and the CPU power that you have to calculate to make sure that it's going to run this function. No, you don't have to worry about anything like this. You just have this folder, in this case, where you're going to deploy this code and it's going to run as a function.
Okay.
And that's basically serverless is about infrastructure that is managed by the provider and not the developer teams.
Okay.
Right.
Cool.
So you don't have to worry about the servers. That's the problem of the provider.
Excellent explanation. So
Yeah.
I think every 5-year-old me would understand it.
Well, you understood the dinner analogy, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So, are there any questions from the crowd? Because really, if they want to or they have some other, interrogants, I am here to answer them.
Not yet, but I guess the question will come.
The question will come
as we go. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll do my best not to look extremely tired, but you tell me.
You're looking great.
I told you already. If you see me like kind of like dozing off, you tell me, Natalia, wake up. You call me on the phone. Okay, so let's hope the internet helps. It's not. Sorry, I had something in the middle. So let's create a new application. How you want to call it? New whatever. Dave's show.
Dave's show. Oh, that's a great name.
I could have done it like minimal or something like this. I use so many CLIs every day, and I was telling this to somebody today that I sometimes completely forget. I completely forget the commands. So, but doesn't matter. I Googled them. I searched them.
So people in my chat love the name Dave's show. Great title. Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Great. So we're going to wait for the CLI to do its magic.
Yep.
And I'm going to copy some stuff over from the application that I used at the conference, because obviously we are going to need a service, right, to query the function. I'm not going to be writing any of that. I'm going to just copy it over.
Okay.
So we make it faster. And at the same time, while this CLI is busy doing this, what we can do. Oh wait, no, we cannot do this because I need to do it in a specific folder of the application. So okay, everything is.
Oh yeah, it's done. Yeah.
So let's go there. So it's just a regular application, and we're going to go into the source folder. Can you see my terminal?
Yeah.
Correctly.
I see.
Everybody can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it. It's a very good font size.
Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create a folder that is called API. That's a requirement, right? If we want then Azure to understand and the CLI to understand that this is a function, it has to be, unless you reconfigure it, but by default, it has to be in a folder called API, right?
Yep.
So we go there. And let me clean a bit. And what we're going to do now is we're going to use the functions CLI, that obviously the Azure function CLI that I already have installed to create this. And what I did earlier is typical trick, right? I went and did a grep because I don't remember I don't remember the commands.
Yeah.
So we're going to call it exactly as I called it for the conference. So as you can see, well, I can put this side by side so we understand what we're doing. So we are using this CLI, so it's func, and then new, we're creating a new function, and the name of this function is going to be get name or get whatever, get name in this case. And it's going to be an consuming from a sample or example that is already in GitHub, a template.
Okay.
Right? So we're going to use the HTTP. Sorry, I think I used HTTP example. And sorry, no. The template is HTTP trigger. See, I was messing up already. It's template, the option.
Yeah.
And the template is called HTTP trigger.
Okay.
This is in GitHub, right? As
Yeah.
a template. And for now, the auth level is anonymous because we're not going to be authenticating the requests.
Okay.
This function, we could use some API key or whatever, but we're going to simplify this. So auth level is anonymous, right? And now
but you would be able to add here all the authentication types or providers here, like GitHub,
yes, there are,
and so on.
Yes, there are. We should go to in this case, to the functions CLI documentation and see what options we need to pass for the authentication method that we decide is the one we want to use, right? But I'm not in the right folder here, so give me a second. This is just something that we copy, we paste here.
Because you need to be in this API folder, right?
Yes, we need to be in this API folder. So, okay. So we are going to obviously select Node.
Oh, this is that easy. Okay.
Yeah, so we want to use Node, and we can use whatever JavaScript or TypeScript. And that's what it does. It generates a function.
Okay.
Right? It generates the package.json, the gitignore, and the host.json, and all these metadata that the function needs to be executed, right? And okay, writing, blah, 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 the index.json, get name was created successfully. So now we can go one. No, let's go 2 up and let's open this in code. Oh, okay. All right, so we have the Angular application, and in source we have API.
Okay.
Actually, what I did, I made a little mistake here. It's not. It doesn't have to be in source. It has to be at the root level.
Okay. So next to source.
Yeah. Okay. So at the same level as the source.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Okay. So we have the get name function over here with the index and the function.
Okay. Can you increase the font size on your IDE?
Let me see how I do this. Okay.
Oh, that's one number more.
One more?
Yeah, one more. Okay, that's great.
Okay, so this is what it's called function bindings in Azure that are not very well known by developers working with other providers. It's just another way to pass metadata to the function. So in this case, I'm saying like, okay, this function type is an HTTP trigger, which means that I'm calling this function through an HTTP URL, right? Basically calling a URL or requesting a URL. I am triggering the function, right?
Okay.
And the direction can be in and out. So the trigger comes in instead of going out, and then yeah, it's by request, and then the methods I am enabling are get and post. So
Okay.
by the HTTP verbs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see. So basically, this function is returning when you execute it, it's returning this response, right? What we want to do right now is go and execute it as it is, okay? And so we're going to go back. Let me close this. And so we're going to go to we're going to clean a little bit again.
Okay.
Okay.
So we the generated code will be all our code we want to push to the or want to deploy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But for now, we're just getting a template. We're just
Okay.
getting an example that how things work. And what we have to do right now is actually compile and execute this function, right?
Okay.
So we're going to go to API, and let me see, because again, to remember the actual. So you see, we have different kind of actions that we can execute, like passing up cores or configuring cores, timeout, password, blah, 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 JSON language. These are all the options.
Yeah, okay.
But what I want to do is I want to, and yes, again, we can go back. This is why I had kept that that window open, because I wanted to see. So we have function start to start the function, and function init to initialize it. So we're going to go back. This is where we were, and we are going to initialize the function.
Okay. So this is some kind of starting the development server, right? Or what is it? Okay.
No, this is to actually make sure that you have everything you need. Like, for example, the package JSON exists, git ignore, host.
Okay.
So we're going to start. And now it's going to use the CLI emulator to start that server for that function in this
on this URL. So
yeah,
this now is like the ng-serve in the Angular application. So we now start a local server with our function running on it, right?
Exactly. So if we go there, like I go there to 771 API get name, and then I see that I get this, right? Hello. If I would have passed a name as an input, then it would have set my name, but it's not like, yeah, pass a name in the query string or in the request body for personalized response. Okay.
But
we're going.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Tell me. So we're gonna do something.
So when I would want to pass my name, I just send it as a query param in the URL, like a colon or question mark, and then name, and then equals. Okay, just like this.
Yeah, something like this. But you have to do it as a request from your application, right? Because if we do it like this, because it's a post, it will never work, right? We pass it as the payload. So, but yes, definitely you have to pass a name in this fashion. Okay. So, but we're gonna do something a little bit different, which was the one thing that that I did at the conference, right? So we're going to remove all this. And here, we're going to say, we're going to create a JSON object.
Okay.
And we're going to say that name is web dev, right?
So
are you in agreement?
So you want to web dev or web Dave?
With Dave, yes. Who is no web dev, web Dave.
Okay.
Okay.
Night safe.
We can have it both ways.
Yeah.
Okay. And so again, the worker is already running, like it has a watcher, so it was telling me like, yeah, I don't like what you're doing, you removed a lot of stuff, but now it has restarted, reinitialized, and the function is again working, but it doesn't need this, and it's not going to return anything because web data. Okay, we got it. Okay.
So now there's one question. Why is request available as parameter, but response is in the context param?
Why is request? Well, request we don't need anymore because we are not, I don't know. And in this case, we're not using this request. Request, where was it used? I don't remember. We can.
It was the very first. The very first generated code, I guess. Huh? There was that we can't get. Okay.
Contact response. Yeah, it's not request query name. Because this is when we pass the query name. It's part of this object called request. Yeah, it's not part of the context. And I know that for lambdas, I think you do have the request parameter as part of the context, but in Azure it works a little bit different. So yes, it's intricacies of the implementation, of the original implementation. By the way, the current Node programming model for functions is being reworked. So expect a massive, amazing release coming up in December, because we're going to try to make it more intuitive for Node.js developers.
Okay.
And that may be one of the changes that we are going for. Okay. So
we're excited about this.
Yeah. And by the way, we support Node.js 18, and that's something that not many providers out there do. So we could be on Node.js 18. Okay. What we're going to do now?
So we can have all the very hot new shit they just released for the newest version. Okay.
You said bad words. Wait, Dave. I cannot be in shows where they say, but I never say bad words ever.
Okay, was it a bad word?
No,
okay.
Just kidding. I swear a lot. So okay. So basically, this is where we want to we're going to create a component. Let's call it, let's do it with the CLI. Let's not be so dirty and horrible, because we are Angular GDs, and then, we get shamed by people. So what was it called? Dave show source. And we're going to create a component, and we're going to call it name component, right? Name component, for example. Yeah, name component. And we are going to create also a service. Well, it's slow. I apologize. I could not find an ng module. Oh, this is new to me. Help me here.
Okay, wait. You are in the Dave show, right? And you're here in the app. Maybe just go one CD1 up So one cd dot dot, just one level up in your tree, and try again.
Oh. Why is this?
I'm not sure because
I could always generate wherever I wanted.
yeah.
Component name component. Okay, so
this is new.
I was under the impression we could do that anywhere. Okay, so doesn't matter. We have the component. We have it, right?
Yeah.
Because I was in source and not in app. All right, that I get. I see. I see what's going on. Okay. And now we're going to create a service. So we call it name service.
Okay. So we have a name component and name service, and I guess we want to display the name in the name component, and we want to fetch the name in the name service.
Exactly.
A wild guess.
Let's probably want to do this, right? So we're going to go to the component TS, and we're going to do it on init just for the sake of it. Let's import the name service.
Okay. So is this Copilot, or what is the suggestion for you?
What?
Is this a Copilot, or is what kind of suggestion is this what you see when you start typing?
This is the Angular service, right? This is the autocomplete. Maybe Copilot. Yeah, this is Copilot.
Okay.
Yeah, what just kind of auto-completed for me? Yeah, that's Copilot. So how many people are using Copilot? Aren't you using Copilot?
No, not yet. So I will. So Toby and I we plan to do a stream about this when I start trying it out, because he said he's trying and he's working with it, or he tried it, and so I also want to try it.
Okay.
And I want to do it on stream as a first impression.
Okay. Will you be mad if I put any here? No. Okay. Let's just private name service. Okay, and now we're going to I'm going to copy and paste this from the other application for the sake of brevity, and also because there is a dog outside that is really annoying me.
It's totally fine. So Bastian said sometimes Copilot completes too much. I don't know what that means, but I will learn it. And welcome, Martin. Welcome to my stream. Okay.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I understand what he means. Yeah, and it did before, like too much or too less. Like it told me from name service. Yeah, it's learning, right? It's trying to deduce what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I think I had when I was at the conference, I had created a definition for name, but I don't remember where I stored it, because when I tried to declare this name interface, it told me it didn't like it, and that's something new about Angular as well.
Okay.
So
maybe
I'm just going to copy it here, and I'm just going to add it here. This is not best practices for whomever is watching later or right now. We're just trying to
we just we need to celebrate EasyPing. He just did another subscribe to my channel, and he is subscribing my channel for 14 months now.
Wow.
So this is impressive. Thank you for your help and for your for your trust in my stream. And welcome, Monkey.js. Nice to see you. Okay, I'm back.
That's awesome. Okay, so if I'm missing an import, so I import whatever HTTP client. You see HTTP client
and
HTTP headers. So headers handler. Well, It's going to make me type.
You can click on the HTTP headers and just type oh, you're on Mac. I don't know how it's done in Mac, but on Windows you can just hit command and dot, and then he will auto import all the missing imports for you.
Okay. Maybe it's some extension I don't have in VS Code.
No, it's a built-in functionality of Visual Studio Code.
Okay, let me try it. So you say which one? Which one? What do you
on Microsoft it is
updating?
Yeah, this one.
Okay. All right. So
command and option, command plus option plus point, I guess. No, command dot. It is.
I just hovered over here.
Yeah, but you can also try to click command cmd and dot, and then you should come up with the same options. Yeah, but that's okay.
That's cool. Okay. So now we have the service, and now we have the component. Something is not, it doesn't like something. Name service. Okay. So it's name service.
Mm-hmm.
And here it's name service.
So it's the funny names.
And name is name, right?
Okay.
No, name is any.
Oh, no, it was complaining because of the strict type.
Yeah, we're not going to mess with tsconfig today. This is a friendly show, right? This is not what we're going to do today. So okay, so we have all this stuff, right? And what are we gonna do now? We have to deploy it. Yeah. What is the first thing that comes to your mind? Okay, I have to deploy this to the cloud, but we have something in one port, like 7071 is a function, and we know that Angular is going to be on the 4200.
Yeah. So maybe we need some kind of proxy because of the cause.
Do you think so? So this is what comes to your mind, right? I have to solve the course problem. Yeah. Right. So am I correct? This is the command.
Yes, this is ngserve to start the application, right?
It's so slow. I'm really sorry. I don't know why.
Oh, this is because of it is something streaming? I experience every day when I do my workshops. When I start sharing my stream, every time the CLI gets so slow.
Okay. Yeah. All right. There is one more thing that we need to do before. Okay. Because well, no, let's not do that. Obviously, I just want to if we go here, I just want to show, okay, we have this. Wait a minute.
We have to use the component.
We have to use that component, or else it's never going to show anywhere. So let's go to
the app component HTML, yeah, and replace everything.
Let's remove all this. Wow, it's pretty crowded, right?
Yeah. Let's go. So you can almost replace everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go here. I don't even need the router, right? But let's leave it. Who cares? So app
name component.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And so now we have it.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's broken. It's broken. Oh wow! What did it break? Null injector.
Null injector.
Did I remove something else?
Let me see the out.
Okay, null injector, name service HTTP client.
No provider for HTTP. Oh, you missed to import the HTTP client module to the imports here at line 15. Here on this. The file you're looking at.
Why isn't it supposed to do this?
No, the HTTP client is not there by default. You have to import it here
to the
by you.
providers.
Yeah. No, not by the device. We want to have the whole module. So you type at line 15. You add it in the imports area.
In the imports. Okay. Name service, right?
No, you want to add the HTTP client module.
Oh wow, yeah, okay. I was saying like everything we generate with the
module. Yeah, this one.
Everything we generate with the CLI should be auto declared. Okay, and imported. Okay. Let's see right now.
So now it should.
Okay, name component works. Yeah, thank you very much. I'm not doing any more streams at 9 p.m. And
it's fine. You're doing great.
Yeah, I am doing really great for 12 hours. Okay, and now what we're going to do is, we're going to use the SWA CLI right now for the first time, right? So the SWA CLI, I have the documentation over here.
Static web application, right?
Yeah. Can I pass you the link and then you pass it to everyone else? Let me go back to where are you? Where? How do I get back to the chat?
So I just send a message.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah. So and I post it in the chat of my stream, right?
So this is a command line utility for streamlining local development, blah, 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 for Azure Static Web Apps to initialize a project, to build it, to log into Azure, to start an emulator, or bind to a dev server and to deploy a project to Azure Static Web Apps, including the provisioning of the resources. Resources are in Azure, anything that you create is basically a resource. And there are a hierarchy of there is your subscription, there is a resource group, and then every one of the resources that live in this resource group, well, they are resources. Basically.
Okay.
And so what we're going to do now is we're going to go here. We are on the show, so I think we are good because we are at the root. And I just typed SWA. Okay, so it tells me, okay, I didn't find a configuration. Do you want me to create it for you? And as you can see, it already detects that I am using Angular with API Node.js, with API Node.js, because I have an API.
Yeah.
Right? And it's asking me if I am fine with all this configuration over here, and if the server is running already. And I say yes. And so it's going to create this SWA CLI configuration.
Okay. So it creates and builds the application so that I can deploy it, or then it will automatically deploy it somewhere?
No, what it's going to do is prepare it for me to start it.
Okay.
Right. So because we have an emulator, it needs to build, but it needs to build also with this API in mind. And so it asked me, do you want to deploy your application now? So what we could do actually first is, before we deploy it, we are going to do a SWA start to see our application working with the function locally.
Okay.
So if we were working on a more complex application, we could see a lot more stuff, right? But let's go over here to start. So we see all the options we have. We can start, for example, just the application in case we didn't have an API. We can tell the CLI where is the distribution folder, or we can pass the server and the port, or we can, when we have an API, start the application from the distribution folder or from the development server and passing the API location. We're going to copy this. I am just going to change the port.
Okay, so we now we started this static web app context, as you named it, and then you inside of this context there is the UI, so the front end, and the back end, the API inside of this.
Absolutely, in
Okay.
an emulator locally.
Okay, so because it's the same context, we don't need to mess with the cores.
Wait a second, because this is new, and I just I shouldn't have done this because I just I hope this is not gonna happen.
Oh, you need, I guess you need to close the other port, the where we started the backend, the API.
Yeah, I need to close not the the 7071. So
Yeah. So it's where we
what is it?
we had the
TCP?
func it's the first
Yeah, but I need the PID. So I don't I also never remember how to.
But can you not just cancel the task of your first terminal?
Oh yeah, I can. Where is it?
Here,
Over
yeah, the
here,
first
right?
one.
Yeah,
This one.
yeah,
And if you
yeah.
close
You're
it,
right. This is much easier. But
okay.
let's hope that it's not still running. Okay, so let me see. Where was I? Yeah, you're totally right. So now it's now it's successfully connected to the backend, to the serverless function. And what it does is it starts the Angular application again, but in this port, 4280.
Mm-hmm.
So we go here. Name component works.
Yeah.
It gets the application. Did I add? I didn't add the this to the template, right? I didn't add.
We didn't show the yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so this was name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we have web dev.
Okay.
Web dev, which is coming from the function. Obviously, this is just a demo of something very simple, but we could have here a request to a database and like a full-fledged API, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever we decided to do. Okay, now we're locally, but we want to have these, and you didn't have to solve the course problem.
Yeah,
right?
because it's one context a bit with this as well.
Because the CLI takes care basically of all that for you, so you don't have to worry about anything like this. And so we go back to the terminal, and we had this deployment in process, and let's see. So it's asking me, I don't know if everybody can see.
Yeah, it asks,
do you want to deploy
yes
to Azure? Yes. So we're going to choose the tenant. I never remember which one is exactly mine. I hope I chose the right one. So it does the authentication to Azure for you.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about that. So my subscription. Oh wow, what's going on? Why is not taking the input? Should be taking the input. Or maybe because I'm in the wrong tenant. If my subscription is not here, it's here. Would you like to create a new Azure Static Web Apps project? Yes. Yeah, let's call it Dave's Show. So it's going to create a new project, but now it's effectively generating the application remotely.
Okay. So, and this is the URL to this.
Yeah, now it's this is a binary that sometimes needs to get updated. It's now preparing the deployment. let's hope that everything works now.
I have a good feeling about this.
It worked during the conference, right?
Yeah, it worked during the conference, and so
but now it's stopped, and I think it may have to do with this. So let's start again.
Okay.
Now it has finished the download. Oh no, downloading. Wait. What's this? No, yeah, that's it. Okay. Yes. Checking project with Dave's.
So it's there's some kind of config file where it then keeps the name of the project inside, and so you don't have to pick it every time again.
Yeah, I think that this has to do with my internet right now, because it successfully sets up the project, and then it tells me deploy into environment, deploy into static web apps, and then it stops. And I think that this is either, let me see the configuration file, so I don't get any error.
So there is a question: are there limits for the deployments on Azure for free accounts, like requests or CPU or like this?
Yeah, you have up to 3 apps that you can deploy for free. I think the total storage is about let me see, it's almost one giga or half a giga. I'll pass you the link as well in a minute. Let's solve this because those limitations or limits change all the time, and I don't want to say anything that may be outdated. So let me see what's going on. I think that we may need to add one more thing. So this has saved me a couple of times. What we're going to do, let me go back to the project. So we're going to add this to this folder. We're going to add a static web app configuration file that basically only has the API runtime. In this case, Node 14.
Okay.
Let me see if this does the trick. Sometimes when you are deploying the API together, it requires, but it should tell me, and this is new. Something is failing. Oh no!
So is it actually failing, or is it just looking like it?
Let me stop my share, and I'm gonna go to Azure, and I'm going to actually check. I'm not sharing my screen anymore, right? So I don't wanna.
No, you don't. You stopped sharing.
Okay.
So there's a funny question. Why is this for free?
Why should you pay? Well, this is free for hobbies, you know,
for small projects and
for small projects. Okay. You cannot go and deploy your full production site there and make business. Obviously, that's not the case. But so give me a second. Web Dave. No, it didn't deploy it. And I'm so sad because I've done this live so many times, but I did something that I shouldn't have done, which was I updated the CLI to the latest version right before the show, and I didn't test it. So totally my bad. This is a lesson learned. Don't do this. Don't you ever update software before a demo, because so sometimes
it feels like deploying the next version on Friday afternoon.
Absolutely. I just want to try one last time. So what we're going to do is we're going to delete the SWA configuration. Let me delete it.
So Stefan agreed never change a running system. But
Never.
sometimes you need to change some to improve it. But yeah, so these are
Yeah, it happens.
normal happenings.
Yeah, it really it is how it is. But let me share my screen again.
Yeah, sure. And Dunaiza, welcome to my channel, and thank you for the follow. Again, a new follower. Okay, you haven't started sharing now.
Yeah, just one moment. I wanted to make sure I didn't have anything
Don't want to deal
online
with
that I did. Yeah, any keys, anything like this that I would regret later.
Okay. I know this. So this is the reason why every time when the last week I did Firebase, and so I deleted my complete the whole the project. I deleted the whole project because I showed the keys and all stuff for this project, and because otherwise it wasn't possible to show what I'm doing there, and
Yeah.
so I deleted the whole project, so just to make sure that no one can mess around with it.
That's my constant like
Fear.
yeah, because we are constantly showing our screens,
Yeah.
right? And we have environment variables and we have other keys, and
Oh yeah.
It can't happen, right? Unless the CLI has a demo mode, which is one of the things that as a developer experience person I try to push for, that obscures everything. So let's try one more time, and if it doesn't happen, I promise you I'll send you the video, which I think I have, by the way, video, and then you can edit. Yeah, no, it for some reason it's not deploying, and I'm annoyed. Let's try with a different project. Let's do this. Let's generate because this is very fast. Let's move to a different framework.
Okay.
What is this PM view latest? No, what is it? npm no. What is the command to create a view application? I know there is something super
I need to check.
fast.
So I did some Vue stuff, and I attended a whole Vue conference.
npx create Vue latest or something like this. No, something create Vue create.
Wait,
Vue create latest. No, Vue it's not Vue. Vite. I can't remember right now. There is a very simple way to create a Vue application. Vite.
so there is
I don't have Vite installed.
npm init Vue at latest.
Yeah, npm init Vue latest. That's right. That's the one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm saying to everything no, but I'm saying yes. Well, whatever. So Vue project install and npm run dev. Okay, go.
So I'm not in a hurry, so don't panic. Okay.
No, I'm not.
So we are Angular. We are dev web developer, not just Angular. We are web developer, so we are not stressed. Never.
I've been in the worst. Like I've been with a gun in my head. Like make this demo work. So this is nothing. Like we're friends here. Yeah. Okay, so now we are going to try again with SWA. Okay. And the cool thing is that now it detects that it's Vue.js with feet, right? You see, you can see something good. But the dev server is not 3000.
Sure.
It's no, yeah. What's your app location? The app location is okay, and the dist is okay. And no, it told me it was 5173. So you see 5173 application. So what command? So it's what? Wait, yeah. I did it right. Okay. Do you want to deploy your app now?
Yes, I want to.
Please do it. So maybe I choose the other tenant. Let's see what happens. Maybe it's because I don't have permissions to that tenant because I was in the wrong tenant.
Yeah, maybe.
Then we'll go back.
Yeah. So you can delete the chosen tenant and choose another one.
Create a new Azure application. Yes. So yes. So but it's only 3, right? And I already have 2. So I'm gonna have to delete 1.
Okay, so this is the limit. You have to have 3 application for free. Okay.
Exactly. So yeah, that was the problem before. So it was not the CLI. Although good feedback, we need to maybe give better information about what's going on.
Yeah.
But that was the problem. I was in the wrong tenant, right? I didn't have permissions to deploy to that tenant. And now we succeeded. And as you can see, it took nothing. Project deployed to
this website, yeah.
Yeah, so you did it. So we are effectively in Azure Web Apps. So I'm going to quickly
go back to the Angular application.
Yeah, so I'm going to stop sharing so I can go and delete one application in Azure.
Yeah, and how do you delete the chosen tenant there? Is this can you just
so you go to your resources.
Okay.
You look for the resource that you are that you want to delete.
So in Azure, and how can you change the tenant so that you can choose another subscription for this?
So I'm going to have to go. I'll do this not showing, but I have to go to the configuration and and change the tenant in the configuration. So I'll show you after I do this. Let me delete this.
Good evening, Bugs Bunny. Welcome to my stream. So there's a viewer called himself Bugs Bunny 2042.
That's and they are arriving when I'm about to say it. That's all, folks. And goodbye. So thanks, show Angular. Where are the so I'm going to go to the environment variables and I'm going to change. So basically, wait. What it does, right? I'm going to change this. What it does is when we are creating the application, the SWA CLI is going to create some environment variables, and one of those variables is a tenant. So it doesn't have to re-ask you again. It stores it in the .env file. So what we're gonna do right now is we're going to try again. Okay.
Yep.
Let me show my screen. Share my screen. Okay.
Oh, it looks good. Okay.
So now we're going to go. We're in that show.
Now it's building it. Okay. And then it will ask again for the deployment. Yes, and then tenant. Okay, and the second one, this one. Okay.
And it will log me in. and go back here. And I have 3. Create a new application. Maybe we override one. Because I think if I tell it to create a new one, it's going to error.
Yeah. So we want to
let's
delete. Okay.
deploy it here. It's going to delete whatever thing is there. But it doesn't want. There is an issue here. It doesn't want to do it with the Angular one.
Okay. Can you try it with some kind of debugging, like some kind of
checking project collab settings. Okay, now it has yeah, I don't know exactly why.
Okay, but we saw that it worked with this static web app web application CLI
yeah,
tool.
but I want to do one more thing. Okay. Just let me. I'm not sharing my screen, right?
Yep, you're not sharing your screen. You're just sharing you sitting in front of your camera with this awesome Angular experts shirt and your black Microsoft Surface headphones. This is the Microsoft Surface headphone, right?
Exactly.
The second version, I guess.
Yeah, that's the second version. So
so how do you like the noise cancelling feature on this?
I love it.
It's great that you can tweak it how much noise cancelling you want to, how much you want to blend in the environment noises. This is great.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, so one last time. I think it's probably not going to work. Are you sure we chose? Yeah, we chose the second one. I don't know what's going on with this. Why it doesn't look like Angular? That's very sad.
So sad. So we want to send a message to Wasim and say, hey,
yeah. Wasim.
After he moved in his new house, he have to join my stream, and then we will do another try to deploy application.
And he has to make it work, right?
Yes.
He has to make it work. Okay. Okay. So right. Let me make sure I'm not showing anything I shouldn't. Again. Yeah, super weird stuff.
Making sure you don't want to share anything which is not allowed to, not meant to share with a million people in front of the screen watching my
you never know. You never know
how many
viewers.
people are watching. So I will see the number after my stream when I get the mail from Twitch.
Okay, so yeah, last time, right?
So it says CLI 103, then we want to build it, and then maybe you don't have the permission, or is it was maybe the issue that you can't override an application? Is this maybe
it may be because it's still deleting the other one.
Okay.
So it may be that I consumed the whole. It tells me collab settings now. Yeah. It's not happy about something, but we're gonna figure out. Look, we're gonna figure out, and we're gonna come back with Wasim, and we're going to deploy it.
Yeah. So that's.
But at least you could see it with the view application, and yeah. And it should work for every. In fact, it did at the conference, or folks can go and watch the NGD conference talk, the keynote.
It's not published yet, but it will be.
But it's gonna be soon.
Yeah,
but it's gonna be soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, sometimes demos happen like this.
Yeah, so people joining my stream experience this almost every time that I totally mess up at the beginning, and then the next time we will do it better. So one time I had Tobias Struckmeier, so Toby, and Verona? Nein, how's the name? I forgot her name. Both are Cyprus ambassadors. Like I also am a Cyprus ambassador, and we tried a new feature about component testing in Angular, and we totally messed up. It didn't work, and we gave up after, I guess, 2 hours. And then we promised that we will come back, and so 2 weeks ago, Toby and I, we made it. We did this component testing with Cypress, and it worked. So sometimes it takes some time.
Yeah, it's I am thinking that it may have to do with the new release and perhaps the API integration, but we'll see. I'll figure out. I'll report in Twitter, and we will come back with Wasim and do it. But again, you can see it working when the conference is published, because that worked. That was great, because I wouldn't want to have to go through a demo failing during a conference, but. Yeah.
So and the website to log in Azure is azure.microsoft.com, right? Or like this?
The which one? Sorry.
Oh, to log in Azure, there's this is azure.microsoft.com.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I can log in, and then I will try it. At least next time, I will try it by my own and start it, and then I will try it just to make it work. And at least I will have, hopefully, Wasim or you again on stream to help me out with it.
Sure. Yeah, thank you so much, Dave. I am like right now ready to go to sleep. But thank you so much for hosting me. And yeah, now you can deploy up to 3 applications with the API, and you can do this directly from the portal. There is another CLI called the Azure Dev CLI where that you can use to do exactly the same. So there are many tools, and you can do this from VS Code as well. So there is an extension to deploy a static web app directly from.
I guess I saw it once used by John Popper at one conference talk. I guess maybe I totally confused now. But
No, it's very, very likely you have. So basically, yeah, you have a bunch of ways to accomplish the same, whatever is your preferred way, then you can
okay. So so now I try to get some sneaky new information about the upcoming features.
Yeah.
So you said that there will be a huge update in end of December. I guess you said.
We had it planned for November, but we're going to finally roll it out end of December or mid-December. Yes, it's going to be a new programming model for Node.js developers in Azure Functions. So yeah, we're kind of restructuring the functions in a way that bindings are more intuitive for Node.js developers. Yeah.
Okay. There's some nice feedback from the chat. So nice to get some experience and practice. Good stream.
Yeah, thanks.
So this was Basteljan was this. So thank you for this. And
and please, if you're on Azure, just download the CLI and try it. I think you did post.
Yeah, I posted the link you sent to me.
Cool.
Yeah, for static web apps. And Stefan also says thanks So I guess they all appreciate the time you spend
Thank you
with
so
us.
much.
And and now
Likewise.
I hope you will get better by just sleeping a night and have some rest.
Yeah, and probably tomorrow I'll wake up and say like, oh, I know what it was. I'm sorry, it was like something really stupid.
So
I'm sorry.
as always. So today, this is no joke. Today in my workshop, we did testing, and I wrote a spy to spy on a function in Angular, and then to mock it with an observable, and it didn't work. And I tried to make it work for, I guess, 50 minutes, and then I said, okay, I was over time, so I said, let's give me some minutes. I will come back to you tomorrow, because tomorrow is the last day of the workshop. And then they agreed, okay, this is okay. And I just closed the call and the workshop room, and then I was, oh damn, I started the spy after the call was made by the service. So the spy was never caught, was never able to caught this message call. So this was very
it's life. I mean, for example, I don't code in Angular so much, so I can forget very basic things. But on the flip side, I can demonstrate a variety of tools, right? But obviously we're humans, and then we have to check things up. I didn't rehearse for this. So it's one thing when you are showing the same tool over and over and over, and then you have everything like figured out. But then when you want to be spontaneous and just show something cool, these things happen.
This is something like that.
Yeah.
So my stream is always not rehearsed. So I never rehearse what I want to do. So because it's very spontaneous. So I thank you that you went all in for this, and I enjoyed it. It was fun. I learned something. I learned something new. So I guess I will start trying this next week. I guess on Tuesday. I need to think about it. Yeah, I guess this is a free Tuesday where there's no guest on my stream. So next time I will try it and make it work by my own. And then I will send it on Twitter. I will keep you updated on Twitter if it works or if it not work. But I guess it will work. It will work.
Okay, I'm sure it will work. I'm sure it's some configuration thing that I'm missing. Thank you so much, Dave. Take care, and everyone that was in the show. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
And that's it. So, to all the also I have to talk to her on Twitter just to make sure, and send again. Thank you. So this was fun. Yeah. So what is this? What is this then? Oh, okay. So we last year, letzte Woche, ich weiß nicht, is someone here who don't speak German, so then I keep speaking English, otherwise I would change to German, and we can just have a chat here. Okay. Okay. No one. Okay. Danke fürs dabei sein. Es war irgendwie schon ziemlich lustig, ja. Also ich meine, letzte Woche haben wir gerade noch Firebase gemacht und diese Woche haben wir dann Azure gemacht. Das heißt, wir haben jetzt 2 große Cloud-Anbieter schon mal durch. Oh, Werbung. Love to see. Ja, aber Angela, du kannst auch Deutsch sprechen. Und Radio Signal ist wieder zurück nach der Werbung, das ist auch gut. Ich müsste irgendwo hier so einen Trigger sehen, ob gerade Werbung angezeigt wird. Ob das wie immer global irgendwie gesetzt wird oder ob das immer individuell. Ich weiß gar nicht, wie das läuft. Aber okay. Ja, irgendwie schon sehr lustig, ne? Das, etwas Deutsch. Aber es ist schon sehr lustig, ne? Also wir haben jetzt zwei große Cloud-Anbieter haben wir jetzt durch, ne? Wir haben jetzt quasi Azure und wir haben, äh, du hast heute noch gar keine Werbung. Dann bist du eingeloggt wahrscheinlich, ne? Und hast subscribed, glaube ich. Dann ist man ja quasi frei. Und wir hatten Firebase, ne? Zwei große Cloud-Anbieter. AWS werde ich nicht machen. Ich habe tatsächlich, natürlich, ich bin bei Twitch, ne? Also habe ich irgendwie eine Art von ähm, äh, Amazon Account. Oh, sie schreibt gerade, danke, hat Spaß gemacht und sie hatte eine gute Zeit. Dann muss ich erstmal natürlich jetzt ein Herz darauf setzen, damit sie es auch, weil das cool war. Also ich hatte sie ja angesprochen auf der NGDE. Genau. GitHub Action wollten wir so. Da habe ich heute, glaube ich, oder gestern, habe ich nochmal daran gedacht. Ich habe irgendwie, ich weiß nicht genau warum. Ah doch, genau. Ich habe dran gedacht, weil, und das habt ihr ja, glaube ich, der eine oder andere hat das eventuell sogar gesehen, ne? Ähm, warte, ich muss einmal kurz meine, das war das hier. Okay, das ist dieses hier, genau. Ähm, ne, das ist quasi das, was ich. Deswegen muss ich an dich denken, warte, muss ich daran denken. Hier, ne? Das hier. Das ist schon ziemlich krass, ne? Ich meine, ich habe die Zahlen hier gesehen und dachte so, ey, es ist immer so wild, ne, zu sehen, dass diese Library, die ich hier maintaine, also die hat hier vor gar nicht mal so langer Zeit, hat die knapp 40, also 38.000 oder 39.000 Downloads, also fast 40.000 Downloads in der Woche. Ich meine, wir sind gerade bei fast 36.000 in der Woche, Alter. Das ist ja unfassbar. Finde ich ziemlich geil, ja. Und deswegen, da muss ich dann eben dran denken, so, stimmt, wir wollten da ja noch was machen. Ne? Also, wir müssen uns mal auf es wäre natürlich cool, wenn wir das übel zusammen in einem Raum machen könnten. Ne? Also, dass wir uns irgendwo im Büro setzen und nebeneinander sitzen und vielleicht sowas Ganze zusammen machen. Vielleicht haben wir irgendwie so irgendwo die Möglichkeit. Ansonsten machen wir es auch gerne auch über Stream, wenn das irgendwie einfach ist. Aber du bist ja irgendwie auch gar nicht mal so weit entfernt von mir. Ne? Das heißt, es würde sich natürlich schon irgendwie anbieten, das irgendwie so zu machen. Aber wie gesagt, als ich die Nummer gesehen habe, musste ich tatsächlich nochmal an dich denken und an die Action, die wir umsetzen wollten und dachte nur so, hey, eigentlich, ne? Das muss eigentlich damit es noch weniger und einfacher läuft, für mich müsste das noch gemacht werden, ne? Okay, weil wir sind hier in Berlin, wird einem S-Bahn-Werbung eingeholfen. Das heißt, es wird ja eingespielt. Naja, ist auch cool. Und Lea ist wieder zurück. Hab zwischenzeitlich mein iPad geupdatet und mit Angela geguckt. Ach so. Ja, aber ich meine, ihr sitzt halt nebeneinander, ne? Das ist natürlich. Klar, für die Zahlen ist natürlich, ne, wenn jeder irgendwie alleine sitzt natürlich und jeder einen eigenen Account aufmacht, sieht das natürlich für die Zahlen richtig geil aus. Ich bin mal gespannt, wie viele Leute dann heute dabei waren. Denn Natalia hat ja auch ein bisschen Werbung gemacht für den Stream. Fand ich ziemlich cool. Genau. Sie ist eine total liebe Person. Also ähm, ich habe, wie gesagt, mit ihr jetzt ja schon seit 2019 immer wieder Kontakt. Deswegen fand ich das natürlich total cool, dass sie zugesagt hat. Hat jemand Erfahrung mit React Native? Ich würde jemand kennen, der das hat. Bei uns im Discord hat auf jeden Fall hat jemand Ahnung von React Native. Ich kann mal den Discord-Link nochmal reinschicken. Für alle, die den noch nicht haben. Kommt gerne in den Discord, den wir haben. Dort könnt ihr quasi Fragen stellen oder auch Fragen beantworten da drin. Genau. Es geht nur um die Installation. Danke. Okay. Das sollte ja eigentlich gar nicht mehr so schwer sein. Warte, jetzt machen wir mal React Native. Alter. So. reactnative.dev. Das heißt, hier muss jetzt irgendwie drin stehen, wie das Ganze installierbar ist. Okay, und Development Guides. How to. React vom React und so weiter. Meinst du mit Installation, dass das Ding quasi bei dir auf der Maschine installiert wird, also auf deinem Handy installiert wird, oder wie du das Tool baust? Achso, genauer gesagt um das Device. Achso, okay. Das heißt, das Deployment auf einem Device, damit man es da testen kann, ne? Meinst du wahrscheinlich? Okay, da werde ich wahrscheinlich nicht so schnell was. Virtuelles Handy, okay. My Device. Okay, ich muss, also wer jetzt gerade scannen will, kann natürlich scannen, aber es bringt euch nicht ganz so viel, ne? Stimmt, das habe ich auch noch nie in meinem Stream gemacht, ne? React Native. Müsste man sich auch mal angucken, eigentlich. Ne, React habe ich gemacht, ich habe Vue gemacht, Svelte und so weiter. Das heißt, React Native fehlt ja dann noch ein bisschen. Sowas in der Art. Okay. Ja, genau. Ne? Also wie gesagt, vielen Dank für das Dabeisein und auch Fragen stellen. Die eine oder andere Frage kam ja zum Glück. Oder kam ja nebenbei. Ich habe natürlich ganz viele Fragen gestellt. Ne? Und sie hat quasi erzählt, was dann da ist. Das Ding ist, sie war kurz davor, das Ganze abzusagen, weil sie sagte, sie fühlt sich krank. Und ich so, nein! Also ich hätte auch gar kein Problem gehabt, irgendwie, wenn sie gesagt hätte, sie ist krank und sie kann nicht. Ne? Ich meine, das passiert einfach mal. Aber sie wollte mich nicht dann in letzter Sekunde noch hängen lassen. Deswegen, was natürlich auch ganz nett ist. Deswegen hat sie das natürlich auch noch. Umso mehr ist das natürlich dann auch alles Ganze zu bewerten. Ne? Und ihr kennt alle, wenn man irgendwo uns wird auf die Finger geguckt, dann kann das ja auch mal irgendwie in die Hose gehen oder einfach nicht funktionieren. Ne? Fand ich auch. Ich fand es auch eine sehr interessante Session. Das heißt, ich werde es auf jeden Fall, werde ich das mal testen. Und werde das auf jeden Fall auch mal ausprobieren. Willkommen, Kai, im Chat. Deine erste Nachricht. Und vielen Dank für das Kompliment. Hat mir auf jeden Fall auch Spaß gemacht. Genau. Ich habe, warte mal, also nächste Woche, ne? Stefan, ich werde nachher auf dich zukommen. Oder morgen. Ich muss mal gucken, wann. Aber auf jeden Fall werde ich demnächst auf dich zukommen und wir machen einen Termin aus, für wann wir was machen wollen. Genau, aber nächste Woche nicht. Aber also übernächste Woche, da habe ich den Christian Liebel hier im Stream. Für alle, die ihn nicht kennen, Christian Liebel ist aus dem Projekt Fugo oder ist auch ein Softwareentwickler oder ein Entwickler generell und Christian Liebel, wo ist er? Christian, jetzt wird er mir nicht angezeigt. Genau, also der ist auf jeden Fall, ist er mit in diesem Projekt Fugo mit bei. Also Fugo ist das Projekt, wo sie diese ganzen Web-APIs für die Browser dann quasi gekapselt haben auf so eine Standard-API, wo man dann irgendwie die Cache-API und so weiter alles dann da drinnen mithandeln kann. Und ich werde ihn bestimmt gleich finden. Hä, ich habe doch gerade erst mit ihm geschrieben. Das kann gar nicht so lange her sein. Da werde ich auf jeden Fall mit ihm, er wird mir auf jeden Fall was zeigen über Projekt Fugu und das wird total super. Und, warte, also, Liebel, Christian, da ist er. So, jetzt kann ich da auch, ich habe geklickt. Na, also dieser Typ ist das. Für alle, die ihn jetzt gerade noch nicht einordnen können. Das ist der Typ und der macht eben wie gesagt, Fugu ist quasi dieses Projekt, was dann quasi die ganzen Browser-APIs, die so an die nativen APIs anknüpfen, sprich Cache, Bluetooth, also Web-Bluetooth, Web-Payment, Web-Authentication, was haben wir noch? NFC. Also alles, was man quasi in einer Applikation brauchen kann, um eben mit dem Device zu interagieren, das wird quasi über so eine API abgehandelt, dass man sich nicht darum kümmern muss, in welchem Browser man sich gerade befindet. Ne, das ist das, was ich quasi von ihm soweit verstanden habe. Und das wird er quasi in 2 Wochen, also am 8. müsste das sein, ne, wenn ich gerade richtig gesehen habe. Genau, am 8. November ist er bei mir hier im Stream und dann reden wir nämlich genau darüber. Und dann zeigt er mir was und dann machen wir vielleicht auch zusammen was und dann, das wird ganz lustig. Genau. Das wird ganz lustig. Okay, das als Vorschau. Ne? Das heißt, Stefan, für nächste Woche, am 1. wäre das ja dann quasi. wenn ich das richtig mitgenommen habe, genau, wäre quasi Zeit, um das mit den GitHub Actions zu machen. Was ja dann ja wahrscheinlich auch irgendwie mehr oder weniger zeitnah auch wichtig wird, weil ja irgendwann mal Angular 15 auch rauskommt, also mit den neuen Updates und so weiter. Deswegen könnten wir das ja auch mal demnächst in Angriff nehmen. Also ich schreibe dich nachher an auf Discord und dann können wir gerne irgendwie gucken, ob das passt und wie es passt und so weiter. Okay. Meine Flasche ist leer. Ihr wisst, was es bedeutet. Streaming ist zu Ende. Aber es hat Spaß gemacht. Vielen Dank, dass ihr dabei wart. Vielen Dank, dass ihr euch immer so benehmt. Ne? Also immer benehmt heißt, dass ihr immer freundlich seid, dass dort keine ausfallenden Bemerkungen kommen. Finde ich total super. Habe ich in anderen Streams schon anders erlebt. Insofern finde ich das super, dass das hier bei Twitch super funktioniert. Danke fürs dabei sein. Danke für so lange dabei sein schon. Ne? Weil ich mache das jetzt seit 18 Monaten bin ich jetzt hier, sagt er. Und deswegen ist das ziemlich cool. Ja, tschüss, Stefan. Wie gesagt, ich schreibe dich gleich an bei Discord und dann klären wir, ob wir das nächste Woche machen können mit dem GitHub Action, wenn du Zeit hast. Ansonsten finden wir einen anderen Termin. Und für alle anderen, ich hoffe, ihr habt auch Spaß gehabt, ihr habt auch was gelernt, hoffe ich. Ich wünsche euch eine coole Woche, eine coole Restwoche. Die Woche hat ja gerade erst angefangen. Umgebt euch mit positiven Menschen, also mit positiv denkenden Menschen natürlich. Und wenn ihr Fragen habt an mich oder an irgendwelche anderen Leute, dann gerne da oben in den Discord gehen, der da an der Seite steht und könnt dort einmal ein paar Sachen fragen natürlich und mit uns in Kontakt oder mit mir in Kontakt treten. Und ansonsten schlaft gut und vielen Dank fürs Dabeisein. Nochmal. Bis dann. Ciao.